Hey everyone. Today we're diving into a pivotal moment with Blowstone. From mastering cutting thread to his incredible backstory and the powerful quarter thumbs up, this episode is packed with epic revelations and intense battles. Hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing content. Cutting thread doesn't have many openings, but I can use it. Even against an in-passing opponent like Blowstone Senpai, it's easy to land, but that won't be enough for a decisive blow. Reflecting on the move cutting thread, recognizing its limited openings, but acknowledging their ability to use it. They are concerned that even though it's effective, it won't be sufficient for a final, decisive strike against an opponent like Blowstone. Truly, you've become strong, Rick, and you've grown even stronger than I had predicted, but it was thanks to your strength of will. I'm proud to say that my plan to train you was perfect. You are worthy of my respect, my disciple. Here, Blowstone is giving Rick high praise. He acknowledges Rick's growth and strength, emphasizing that Rick has surpassed even Blowstone's expectations. This shows Blowstone's deep respect and pride in Rick's progress, highlighting the successful outcome of his training. Blowstone Senpai would never tell a lie or give an empty compliment. I am honored. For me, these are the happiest words I could receive. But just now, those were words from a master to his disciple. Rick reflects on Blowstone's praise, noting that such compliments are genuine and significant. He feels honored and deeply moved by Blowstone's words, which are meaningful and come from a place of true mentorship. It's no good like this. Blowstone's dream is to have a fist fight as equals. I heard from Mizet Senpai about your dream, why you trained me, why you wanted to fight in the finals. Rick contemplates the situation, realizing that Blowstone's ultimate dream is to fight as equals, which Rick learned about from another mentor, Mizet. This understanding deepens Rick's appreciation for Blowstone's motivations and the reason behind their training. Good grief. There was no need. It would be nothing more than a side benefit if it could be granted. It's an exaggeration to call it a dream. You don't need to worry about it. No. Blowstone downplays the significance of his dream, suggesting that it was more of a bonus rather than a primary goal. He reassures Rick not to be concerned about it, indicating that Rick's respect and acknowledgement are more than enough. I don't believe that. I could tell from your passion while you trained me just how serious you were about it. I want to return the favor to you, Senpai. If you say that you respect me and will fight me, then I also want to sincerely pay my respect to you. Could you tell me the reason why you want to have a fist fight as equals? Rick responds with sincerity, expressing disbelief at Blowstone's modesty. He's deeply moved by Blowstone's dedication and wants to honor him by understanding the true reason behind Blowstone's desire for an equal fist fight. Rick values the respect Blowstone has shown and wants to return it by learning more about Blowstone's motivations. Well, if you're going to go as far as to say all that, there's no need to hide it. I should have told you then, and officially became a member of our party when you became a professional adventurer. And perhaps this is a story that is related to the founding of Orichalcum Fist. Blowstone decides to reveal his deeper motivations, admitting he should have been more open about them. He explains that Rick's inclusion in his party as a professional adventurer is part of a broader story related to the origins of Orichalcum Fist, adding more context to their shared history. 46 years ago, orcs lived their lives in tribes made up of dozens of other orcies, but the males and females lived totally separate. For orcs, it was a typical family composition. I had my father and two older brothers. Blowstone shares a glimpse into the orcish way of life, describing how orcs function with separate roles for males and females. He also gives a personal touch by mentioning his own family, setting the stage for understanding his background and motivations. But when I was about 5 years old in human terms, I suddenly realized I was different from my family and all of the other orcs. Blowstone recounts a pivotal moment in his childhood when he recognized his differences from the rest of his orc family and tribe. This realization sets up the context for his unique journey and motivations, shedding light on his path to becoming who he is. But mine was gray. A moment of introspection where the speaker reveals a personal detail about their unique traits, emphasizing their difference from others. Everyone else had green skin. I picked up the books that humans dropped. I learned about letters and taught myself language. I was curious, so I gathered more books than I could count. After a character in a novel that I had read, I named myself Blowstone. Describes their background, highlighting their distinctiveness, with gray skin compared to others who had green skin. They were curious, self-taught, and adopted a name from a novel character they admired. I copied the human's habit of individual names. I learned martial arts and gained magical knowledge from the books. Because orcs express their opinions by fighting, they often got injured. So I prioritized learning healing magic. Explains their process of adopting human customs and learning from books. They also prioritized healing magic due to the nature of orc conflicts. An Orcsy tribe has a hierarchy similar to what you'd find in a group of monkeys. The strongest individual is known as the boss. One day, my dad, who was the boss of our tribe, couldn't understand my actions. Only reading books annoyed him, and so he picked a fight with me. Orc tribe's hierarchy. The speaker reveals how their father, the tribe's leader, was frustrated by their intellectual pursuits and challenged them physically. I beat him easily, but I was accepted as the boss. I was still only a child, around 10 years old. Recounts how, despite their youth, they defeated their father and became the new leader of the tribe. When I became the boss, I used what I had learned from books to think of ways to improve the lives of the people in my tribe, and I taught them ways to understand each other without words. We cooked our food in fire. We created houses for our dens. Their efforts to better the tribe's living conditions and foster communication, the speaker used their knowledge to introduce innovations like cooking and building. And as I continued to do such things, at some point, they viewed me not as a boss, but as a god. Nobody went against me. Nobody looked to fist fight with me. Without ever trying to get closer, even my dad and my brothers only worshiped me. Leadership transformed into a form of divine reverence from their tribe, isolating them and causing others to avoid confrontation or close contact. And then afterward, they would all happily eat together, like a family. They would get into fights and settle it with their fists, and all I could do was look down and watch from my seat of God. I felt intensely alone. Despite their elevated status, the speaker felt deeply isolated, watching their tribe engage in typical activities while being unable to participate. Then one day, after 10 years of living like that, I went out to get materials to guard against a potential landslide when it was raining heavily. But when I came back, it was already too late. All of them had been wiped out, and that wasn't because I couldn't save them. I was shocked. Reveals the tragic loss of their tribe due to a natural disaster, feeling profound shock and guilt despite their inability to prevent the tragedy. But because even though I had lost my family and my tribe, I didn't feel a shred of sadness of how truly alone I was. I was painfully reminded. Reflects on the profound loneliness they experienced, realizing their emotional detachment and isolation despite the devastating loss. After that, I started traveling with no destination in mind. And then I found a village being attacked by a monster. Are you okay? If anyone is injured, if anyone is... Wow, now it's an orc. Are the adventurers not here yet? Now, everyone. I'm here, so don't worry anymore. Hurry up and get away from here. Oh, you're not just an ordinary orc, but I can sense a clear intelligence from your expression. There's also this fighting ability of yours. So you saved the villagers? You're also the one who beat this thing. Interesting. But this is the first time I've met somebody like you. I've lived for a long time. Can you talk? Yes, tell me about yourself. Let's head over for some drinks. Describes their encounter with a village under attack, where they use their skills to save the villagers and impress an adventurer with their intelligence and combat abilities. The adventurer offers to learn more about them over drinks. Okay, and so I told the adventurer the story up to this point. I told him that I was looking for allies, about the solitude that I found difficult to endure. I needed someone I could call my equal. Recounts sharing their story and loneliness with the adventurer, expressing a desire for meaningful companionship and allies. Then what if you tried chasing the dream that I wasn't able to make come true? Dream? You probably won't believe me, but 200 years ago, I was one of the members of the party that fought alongside the hero Yamato. Today, it's called the Legendary Five. So, your dream is to defeat Kaiser Arusapieto. Yes, that's right. You believe me. I am surprised, but to think it's really true. I thought it seemed too real for a work of fiction. But I've read the legends of Yamato. I like you. You're more clever than I thought. I'm sure strong individuals, ones who can rival you, will gather, and in the name of that dream, chase this outrageous dream. So, Blowstone, my lonely orc. The adventurer encourages the speaker to pursue their dream and acknowledges their impressive background and intelligence. This inspires the speaker to chase their own dreams and form a bond with the adventurer. And so I became an adventurer. Then the two of us created Orichalcum Fist. And just as he had said, strong people who I could call my equal gathered there. The speaker becomes an adventurer and, with their new ally, forms the Orichalcum Fist. They successfully gather strong individuals and build a team of equals. So even though I hope to fist fight, like what happens in an orc family, they all had their own forms of strength. I couldn't ask that of them, and I rejected it. There was nobody in the world who would be able to endure that training. That training plan. That's when I thought of it. Reflects on their initial desire for traditional orc-style fist fighting, but acknowledges the diverse strengths of their team. They eventually rejected the idea of enforcing such training and devised a new plan. Sorry for making you listen to a long and rambling story. You need not worry about it. Let's resume the match. Apologizes for the lengthy story and suggests returning to the current situation, focusing on the ongoing match. The world is truly a mysterious place. A final comment on the complexity and wonder of the world, reflecting on the journey and experiences shared. This isn't about that. Or I need to use my special move, thinking it's easy to land cutting thread. What do you mean? Trauma. Good grief. What are you talking about, being afraid? Reverts to the immediate situation, expressing determination to use their special move, and questioning the notion of trauma or fear associated with it. It would be a cheap price to pay back this debt, even if I couldn't be brought back to life, when I think about just how much time Senpai spent training me. It's thanks to Senpai that I became able to chase after my dream. What does it mean? When orcs put their hand out and stick out their thumb. When orcs do this, it's a declaration that they're not going to defend or dodge and will put their all into just punching. That's a habit that's called the quarter thumbs up. Expresses deep gratitude to their mentor for the training and support, revealing a cultural gesture among orcs known as the quarter thumbs up, symbolizing a full commitment to a punch without defense. It would be stupid to say my thanks. From here on, human words aren't needed. Decides to forgo further verbal expressions of gratitude, focusing on actions instead of words from this point forward.